So, live. Streamy Grove Trader. It's been a long time. And I'm just going to let YouTube try to figure out I'll just download it from YouTube if I need to do any editing. I give up. I give up for today. But, yeah. So, yeah, we're just a few people in there. But yeah, so I guess go ahead and start. I don't do sound tests.
Can you hear us? We're live. We're here.
Can everyone hear that okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, good. That's the important part. It's for the rest of you.
Yeah, so, and there's no feedback, so hey, my audio, I think this is the first time I can say the audio is working without me having to cry. Just right now it's the recording, so whatever. I'll deal with that another day.
We'll take baby steps. Quite alright.
It's not my permanent location. This will be moving anyway, so. But yeah, so. But yeah, got the. You can see on the side. I don't know. What do you guys think of the new layout?
I like
Good.
it.
I'm large and in charge.
Don't put me under him.
I'm just
Uh-oh.
full on Emperor mode. Oh no!
Gone. It's gone.
What? No! No! Come on!
It crashed.
Oh,
Back.
Back.
It's back.
And Phil's been replaced by a cat.
And it went away.
It's
Oh,
blinking.
the video just keeps going out. Like the
Yeah.
overlay stays up.
Oh
And
yeah.
the stream is still up. It's just
Is the
the video overlays drop.
Did the video come back?
Yeah,
They just
Phil,
go
you're
gray.
gone in Discord.
Yeah, Phil, you're just.
Oh, I did that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just being funny. Well, I think I'm funny.
Yeah, I really need two screens. I'm using one screen for everything, and it does not like it. If I minimize
Oh.
anything, it has to be up and in behind things. That's the only way it will stay. So anytime I minimize
Oh,
something,
so whenever you make rolls, it will flash away.
it might. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to hook the monitor for you right now?
No, we'll just deal with it, I guess, and see what happens.
Yeah, baby steps. Slowly building back up to our former role-playing streaming glory.
Yeah. So out of
Back
practice.
up there, we called it.
I'm out of practice, but yeah, we have a whole new system, new layout. I think it's looking good.
Yeah. Yeah, so for those who don't know, we're going to be running Rogue Trader tonight. It is, I think, an older, maybe defunct role-playing game at this point for Warhammer 40k by Fantasy Flight. But it's something I've always wanted to run, and now that I'm old and don't have anything to do, figured it'd be a good time to do it. So we'll give it a try. We're going to be using Foundry for our virtual tabletop and to run our character sheets and dice rolls. So that'll be, it's a modified version from the Dark Heresy module, so we'll give that a try. I think we're all a little bit rusty. We haven't done role playing in several months. It's the first time I've used Foundry, so might be a little bumpy along the way, but I think we're just here to have fun and pretend we're in the same world as Space Marines. So shoot some big guns, kill some Xenos, and die for the Emperor.
Long live Emperor, I
Yeah,
guess.
I'm just sorry. Thank you very much.
Oh, nabbit.
Blinky.
So, yeah, our video feed will be intermittent, unfortunately. Let me make another spot here. I think I will fight with the second monitor here. Oh boy. But yeah, so hopefully it won't get too distracting. New games, new time slot too. Tuesdays instead of Thursdays, so that's also something new. So
Yes, we can finally overtake Critical Role.
launch.
Nice.
Do a little
We're
bit
out
We're not
more.
on the
Their
same
shadow.
night anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be nice, not competing with that. Not that
Thursday
we're any-
night, loser night. cool kids do Tuesday nights?
I feel like we were safe in the shadow of Critical Role.
Really the only setback.
Yeah.
You know, people who were watching really wanted to watch. So.
Yeah, so that
No.
was kind of nice.
I feel bad for Critical Role. Critical Role hasn't mastered the suspenseful blinking video technology.
Fair enough.
These kind of groundbreaking special effects that people come here for.
Well, I guess while the monitor shuffling's going, I can give a little more background on Rogue Trader. Where we're at. So, with Rogue Trader, we're in the 40K universe, which is kind of a version of our galaxy, but in the 41st millennia, so the year 40,000 something at this point. And we're going to be specifically in the Kronos sector, or the Kronos Expanse.
Ashley, can you mute for a minute?
Doing a audio
Sorry.
unboxing video.
A little ASMR
Yeah.
for you guys at home.
Video might,
Aggressive of ASMR.
In the
okay.
grim darkness, there is only dishes.
Here, we can mute her, right?
Romeo!
Now I hear, in the distance I hear, Romeo!
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
we'll probably get into the introductions once we have Ashley back, but, or the kickoff of where we actually are in the Kronos Expanse, but, in general, the general knowledge of that is it's a section way out kind of in one of the rims, so the outside of the galaxy, it hasn't really been explored. You know, the Empire of Man kind of claims everything is theirs, but really doesn't have much presence out in this area, and it's fairly unexplored, so kind of a dangerous frontier. It is, there are two pretty major warp storms, which in this universe, the warp is where we travel through faster than light space, and these storms prevent that kind of travel, so there's a very small little gap of space that you can get to between these storms to get to this ring. So it's pretty isolated and unexplored. So yeah, that'll be our setting. Get more into the specific planets and worlds we'll be in. Yeah, that's really all I kind of have on the universe, I guess. Maybe to the power level. So if you've ever played the tabletop Warhammer 40K game where you play Space Marines, they're pretty heavy duty. You know, they're like 9 feet tall or something like that, and wear giant power suits and have 2 hearts and can smash everything pretty easily. So we're not playing those. We're playing closer to just normal people. The rogue traders are individuals that generally represent a house or some kind of faction, a group of people that has a lot of money and intrigue, or not intrigue, but connections, maybe politically. They have a ship that can travel through the warp, and they have a writ that allows them to travel to places most people wouldn't be able to go. They routes most of their distance around setting up new trade, making more profit, expanding their house, by going to these dangerous areas. So the crew, the players here will be representing that crew, so the rogue trader themselves and some of the kind of like bridge crews. So if we're kind of compared to Star Trek, it's basically like they're playing the bridge crew to a big starship. Do you guys remember how big your
Except we're
crew
not
was?
red shirts.
True. Well, yeah, you bring the red shirts with you, right?
Sanguinary shirts, please.
Did you guys name your ship? I think that was one.
Oh. Yeah, didn't we pick a name?
Steve.
I know there was a bunch of them that were put forward. I don't know if we officially chose one.
I thought
Oh.
Ashley picked of the one of the choices.
Oh, did she?
I'm pretty sure I did. I just don't
Check
remember
the
anymore.
stats.
The Seeganator?
No, we had it in the Discord, I thought.
Yes.
She wanted Valkyrie.
Yes.
Good one.
Hostile
Yeah,
space
thumbs
vessel.
up there. Yeah.
She's just doing thumbs up.
Yeah.
I think that's what she wants.
I think, Paul, you suggested Wrath of the Harlot.
Yeah. Yeah, I played off your suggestion on that one.
She's muted, but she keeps yelling out Black Brad's Revenge. I don't know.
I like the one Mark put in the Discord.
Did you put one in?
Yeah.
The Spacing Dutchman.
It was, yeah.
I
I blame my mother. I blame my mother, and I blame your mother. Were two ones he threw out there.
Alright, so for Ash, Black Brad's Revenge.
So now you have to speak like a pirate the whole time.
Alright, be a pirate missionary. Burn ye heretics.
I'd be
Burn
back.
him. Burn his derby mugs. Put your back into it. Warp storm off the port bow.
Oh, that's dirty.
Well, any other tidbits of 40K knowledge we could throw out there?
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton.
Life
Go.
means nothing.
Go.
Nothing in this universe. 1,000 people on our ship could die, and we just call it Thursday.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Brad, do you have an
Aren't we
HDMI
actually
cable?
reclaiming dead crew member as servitors? Didn't we choose
Yeah,
that?
that's right. Hang on a second.
So you had murder servitors, but
Yeah, we have murder servitors, but I thought we chose like a crew reclamation thing as well.
What's that?
I need
Where
an
dead crew
HDMI
members
cable.
get, like recycled into new crew
Oh,
members.
steal the one from the computer that's been there already. From the monitor.
yeah, you do have a crew reclamation factory. I guess I just put together what that actually is.
All right.
Horribly morbid.
While we're waiting on Ashley, we can play the Warhammer 40K trivia quiz. All right.
All right.
All right. So, who is the youngest Chaos God?
That's easy.
Yeah.
Your choices are A. Slanesh, B. Nurgle, C. Korn, D. Zeech.
Yeah. That's
Out of that,
A.
definitely Slanish, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Malal.
That is correct.
Yeah, there's actually a fifth one they've been introducing.
Yeah. Well, 5th and 6th. The new one's not going to be Malal. He's going to be...
I need like a game show soundboard where I can have like the waiting sound while you guys are guessing,
Yeah.
and then like a clap or a buzzer when you guys fail.
Nice.
That's what I need. All right, next up. Which Space Marine chapter is stationed on Holy Terra? Is it A. Imperial Fists, B. Iron Hands, C. Blood Ravens, or D. Ultramarines?
Definitely
Ultra
it.
Fist. That's our boys in yellow.
Yep.
That is correct!
Rogaldorn at the helm.
Okay. Question number 3. Nurgle is the chaos god of what? A. Greed, excess, and perfection. B. Disease, rot, and decay. C. War, violence, and death. Or D. Change. Because everybody fears
B.
change.
B.
Oh, Rotten Death. He gets a bad one. He's just he's the emanation of nature itself.
That is correct. Question 4. What caused the Eye of Terror? Is it A, a space giant waking up? B, we don't know. C, the Horus Heresy. Or D, the birth of Slaanesh.
That one.
D.
D versus Slaanesh and a bunch of Eldars getting in some really naughty situations.
That is correct. Naughty situations with Slaanesh. Question 5. What is the orc equivalent of a bolter? Is it A, a zizak gun? A B, a shooter? C, there isn't an equivalent? Or D, an auto pistol?
Shooter for sure.
Shooter.
That is correct. Question 6. True or false? The Space Marines used the genetic template of a Primarch.
True.
True.
Correct. You guys are perfect so far. 6 out of 6. Question 7. Who is Kaldor Drago? Is it A, a Primarch? B, Master of the Grey Knights? C, a planetary governor? Or D, works for the Adeptus Ministarum?
You're cute.
He was a Master of the Grey Knights, but now he's stuck in the warp somewhere fighting demons.
Okay, so is B your answer?
Yes.
That is correct. Question 8. Which of these phases comes last in a turn? A, movement. B, shooting. C, psychic. D, assault.
Wait, there's a game?
Wait, say those again?
Which of these phases comes last in a turn? A, movement. B, shooting. C, psychic. D, assault.
Assault.
Depends on
Which
which edition. Yeah, 'cause a lot of editions
Ooh.
never even had a psychic phase.
What do we say, guys?
I mean, if it's second edition,
It's assault. Psychic came early.
There were some editions that didn't even have a psychic phase, did they?
Right.
Just started shooting, so.
Yeah.
15 seconds.
Because there was
Assault.
movement, shooting, and assault for the
Assault.
editions we played. Didn't have
10
psychic,
seconds.
Assault.
It's assault!
5 seconds.
Well-
Assault. It's correct.
But
All
seriously, none
right.
of us actually play the game. We don't have time.
How far can infantry run? Is it A, a D6 inches? Is it B, 6 inches? C, 3 inches? Or D, 2d6 inches?
Depends
It
on
is.
the edition, but it was 6.
Yeah.
I want to say it's 2d6. I heard something recently about them having to roll for movement, which is ridiculous.
really?
Yeah,
Well, I
we
think
need to
you
know
roll on the
edition.
charge now.
I was on the
Which
charge.
which actually gets around some of the like interesting stalemates we used to have. Like, I know I'm about 14 inches, so if I moved my full 12, you're gonna charge me.
Yep.
I mean, I wish I was 14 inches. All right, what's your answer?
I'm gonna go with the edition that I know, and I'm gonna go 6 inches.
6 inches.
inches.
That's a good distance and size. That is incorrect. It's a
yeah.
D6 inches.
It is.
Oh.
Okay. I knew recently they changed
In
that.
what version?
It
Yeah.
doesn't say. It's just a quiz.
Bullshit.
All right. What chaos god does Mortarian's Death Guard follow?
Nurgle.
Yep.
All right. I'm not even going to read the answers because Nurgle is correct.
Big Papa Nurgle.
What are the Lost Legions? A, 16th and 23rd. B, 2nd and 11th. C, 1st and 2nd. Or D, 2nd and 5th.
2nd and 11th. Right? Is that right, Paul?
It could be.
That
sounds
is correct.
Yay!
All right. True or false? The Blood Angels
much
are
email.
heretics.
False.
No.
False. False. False.
That
Lord.
is correct.
Ask the Inquisition, they would be because they do all that blood drinking stuff.
Yeah.
What year
False,
does
false.
the Horus Heresy take place? A, 32nd. B, 42nd. C, 41st. D, 31st.
37.
31st?
Yeah.
I feel like 31st.
Yeah.
Is that your answer? Final answer?
I'll go 32nd.
What? Okay, what are we going? 31st or
I'm
32nd?
going
31.
31st.
31st? Going once? Going twice? Correct!
I'm
All
late to
right.
the party. I was checking the
Where
warp.
is the Emperor of Mankind? A. Trapped on a
Golden
distant
Throne.
planet. B. Dead. C. Leading the armies of chaos. Or D. Bound to the Golden Throne.
E, no one really knows.
He's on a golden throne. But
He's
also
correct. On the Golden Throne. Taking a shit. True or false? Warhammer 40k and Age of Sigmar are in the same universe.
The answer is false, but it's really true.
Yeah, it depends on if you follow the fan theories or not. I don't know if they've ever officially said that they are, but all the science
Quiz
points.
is
This
pushing
is a
that
game
10 to-
show, and your answers are true or false. So please answer.
That's on Warhammer. It's going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
pedantic till the end of time.
I believe they
Okay.
are in the same
True?
universe.
Is that your final answer?
They're going to say false, but it's true.
Incorrect. It is false.
I
I'm pretty
was
sure
right.
it's true.
They've never
Fan
said
theory
it.
is not correct according to this survey. All right.
What did you just say?
Who started the Great Crusade? A. The Emperor. B. Horus. C. Sanguinus. Or D. Robert Gilliman.
Or,
the Emperor.
Yeah, the Emperor's
That is correct. Who is the Primarch
started
for
it
the
before it
Ultramarine?
that'd be
A.
Robot Girly Man.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's the question.
Read out
Who is the
Gorilla Man.
Primarch for the Ultramarine?
Yeah.
Lemon Russ? Logar? Or Layman Russ?
Lemon
I don't know
Party,
how you
back
say
up.
his name.
Lehman.
Lehman Russ? Logar? Rogal Dorn? Or Reboot Gilliman?
Robot Girly Man.
Okay.
Or Robot Gorilla Man.
Gilliman.
Robot Gorilla Man, yes.
That is correct. How do you pronounce the name, gentlemen?
Gosh, I'm picturing Lemon Rust now. I'm picturing Lemon Rust, just a space look like
It's technically Reboot Gilliman. But
Wheelaman. Wheelaman.
Okay.
but it's more fun
What
to
race
say
is
Robot Girl
dying out? A. The Tau Empire. B. Orcs.
Eldar.
C.
Eldar.
Eldar. D.
Eldar.
Chaos
Eldar.
Demons. That is correct. Who turned to chaos first? A. Horus. B. Angron. C. Lorgar. Or D. Mortarion.
Was it Mortarion?
Or it seems like the obvious answer, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Horus. I'm gonna say Horus,
Horus,
but I feel like
Horus was the face of it, but I could see one of them being the one to talk him into it. I'm not really sure.
I think it was Horus. What are the options?
Yeah, I
Horus,
feel like
Mortarion, and who?
Horus, Angron,
Angron.
Lorgar, or Mortarion.
Wasn't Angron. Angron got his excuse to be a dick stuck on the ring. No way.
All right, what's your final answer?
Oh, you say Mortarion, so I can say Horus.
Sure.
I'm
Okay.
going Horus.
Horus, final answer? Incorrect. It was Lorgar.
What?
Volgar.
Lorgar? Really?
And last question: is the Emperor of Mankind a god?
Burning this website.
According to the Emperor himself, he's not a god.
True.
Okay.
But according to
What is your
Ecclesiarchy,
final
yeah.
answer? Yes or no? Is he a god?
Depends on if
No.
you believe the Ecclesiarchy.
Now that Gorilla Man is back, I'm gonna say no because Gorilla Man's trying to reinstitute the Imperial truth.
All right. Final answer of no is correct.
Yes, correct.
Wait,
Why didn't
Horus
you give me
running
your
this site?
scores?
Because
What?
we're heretics.
I think you got 17 out of 20, guys. So you did pretty damn good. I think you missed 3. It didn't give me your scores for some reason.
Technically, we missed 2
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they are in the same universe.
And those were
Yeah,
shady because they didn't give us the addition.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
look.
true. The edition.
Okay,
we
you
played
guys
was
are
6
truly
inches.
Warhammer nerds,
Yeah, I
guys.
mean-
So if anybody's watching the stream, just know that two of the players and the Emperor, aka the DM, are super nerds arguing with me over an internet quiz.
You know, I'm gonna nerd your mind, Eric. I'm gonna nerd your mind. Warhammer Fantasy comes after 40K.
Yeah.
Yes, because Slanus was born in the 40K universe, and Slanus exists in the fantasy one.
That's
Therefore,
true.
Slanus has got to be. This fantasy has got to be after 40K.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm having in and out sound here. But it sounds like you guys can hear me, so that's good.
That's
more-
accurate.
Still, they didn't enjoy the quiz. We had 5 at one point, and now we're down to 3.
I mean, I left because I was so appalled by this.
Yeah, I also left.
There went our 2 players,
Nice.
or our 2 viewers.
Okay,
Okay, is there...
you've cut your audience in half.
Hey, we still need to get actually 30 more followers.
Yeah. Like, you guys are coming in and out for me. Am I going...
Oh, she's still muted. Let me unmute her.
No, I'm not.
What? No, I can.
I can
Oh,
hear
you
it.
were muted to me.
Oh.
Oh. I was like, don't mess with her, man. She's having audio problems enough.
Look, I was happy that I wasn't having audio troubles for the first time in a while. And you
You're
guys are
gonna-
coming in and out.
For me,
So.
naturally.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
You might
Domo
have to-
arigato, Mr. Roboto.
You might have to adjust your microphone sensitivity in the options. What should I say? My options.
Wait, is it me?
No, it's not you. You're good.
Yeah. Oh, great. It looks like that's even like... Okay.
Okay, I gotta turn my phone down. My text message noise is gonna be distracting.
Looks like Twitch even has some lag. So is it?
Well, Twitch always has lag.
Drop frames. Oh, no.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah. Just a quick question
I
because
think you sound okay right now.
Cool. So far the screen hasn't gone. You guys haven't flashed in and out, so I'm gonna take the win. And it looks like stats all look good, so we're gonna call it a win on that one. But I did notice that I didn't put in didn't use my experience points to buy anything. I was trying to quickly find, as you guys are doing that quiz show, the quiz there, how much it costs to buy
Oh, you can
certain
do it.
things.
You can do it later, Ash.
Okay,
Yeah,
well then let's
okay.
go then, because I'm done. I'm done with this for a while.
Fair enough.
All right. Dang it! My mouse disappeared again. How is it a thing? Romeo, what did you do?
All right.
All right, we'll go and we'll just play the technology as it throws itself at me.
All right. So, crew's on the ship the Valkyrie. Is that the name we settled on?
The
Yeah.
the ship?
Is it Valk?
I think so.
Yeah.
I thought it was Valkyrie.
Valkyrie. Okay. Tomato, tomato.
I mean, you're giving us your Dutch accent version. Is that it?
Yes. All right.
Valkyrie.
The Valkyrie. Valkyrie. Oh no, I'm never gonna be able to say it. You guys are on your ship, traveling through space. So, as all ships that go into the Coronos Expanse do, you started at Port Wander, which is a starport on the side outside of the Coronos Expanse in the Imperial space. From that port, where all ships that go to the Coronos Expanse start, you made your way into the warp. Your navigator opening his third eye and making all the preparations for your trip to travel into the Immaterium. Knowing that there will be demons clawing at the outside of your ship, you hope that your Gellerfield holds, and you embarked into warp space. The ship made its way between the two warp storms, following the navigation that all ships have to get through this point, passing by some dead worlds you could stop by, but isn't really worth your time. So you make your way to the port station on the opposite side, called Footfall. So this is the first space station within the Kronos Expanse itself. Coming out of warp space, thankfully unscathed. You all found yourselves in a really bizarre kind of world. It's not a planet. It is really just a collection of floating kind of islands of buildings and different like columns and constructs and pieces of structures that are pieced together into various camps and hangouts for different people. It's a space station in that there are places you can dock, resupply. It's kind of like the cantina of this area, but it's not truly a space station or a planet. It's just a lot of floating objects out in the middle of space. It can be dangerous to approach some areas due to sea and other shady things going on, so you take care going to the places you know are safe, and have been spending some time trying to figure out where you would like to take your travels into Kronos, where you would like to make your next endeavor, trying to find profit, fame, fortune in this area. So at this point we'll kind of go around, let everyone introduce each other, or introduce your characters. So let's see, we'll just start from the left on the screen. So Eric, if you want to go ahead and introduce your character.
Okay. So let me get that open. 1 second. Okay. I'm playing Dutch. He is human male. He's got an athletic build with a lighter complexion. He's middle-aged. He has silver fox hair. He's wearing enforcer-like carapace armor with black boots and pants and in the abdomen. There's silver shoulders and silver on his arms. He's got small blue LEDs lights on his chest near the shoulders, which kind of act as a light source. On him, you can see that he's wearing a belt holster with dual pistols on each hip, and a mono knife on his belt on his lower back, and then slung over his shoulder is a bolt gun and a backpack. In combat, he typically wears a black helmet with a skeleton face painted on the face of the mask. So there are no symbols openly painted on his armor, and if you look closely, Dutch's right eye is cybernetic. It's a lighter shade of blue than his natural left eye, and if it weren't for the scars kind of around his eye, it would be barely noticeable. So that's Dutch.
Thank you. Oh, I don't think I can... Oh, here we go. I think if I share this, does that
that's
show
cool,
up on the
yeah.
screen? Okay. I don't know if you can put it on the stream, but...
It's on the screen right now.
Oh, I got the delay, so... Cool.
Nice.
Pretty sweet.
Thanks, Eric, for introducing us to Dutch. And what's Dutch's role on the ship?
Dutch is the bodyguard to the rogue trader, which is played by Ashley.
Alright. And Ashley's the next token on the screen, so we'll go to Ashley next for her character, and I'll try to bring up your
Oh, cool.
character image here.
Yeah, so very much like the image there. She's fair of hair, fair skin, rogue trader. She has all the steampunkish looking adornments of on a stereotypical captain's garb. She does have brown boots, which she does have also a knife strapped to her pants because she's wearing well, that image doesn't look like she's wearing pants, but she's wearing pants and on her thigh. She has a nice
That's a bedroom time outfit, I think.
right. Oh,
She's ready to get down and dirty.
But yeah, so fair hair, fair skin, blue eyes. She's in her mid-20s there, early 20s. Not just normal rogue trader, I guess. She, yeah, so don't really have much to say about that. No apparent scars that can be seen. Yeah,
I'm sure we'll
that's a
learn more as we go.
Yeah, that's about all there. That's pretty cool.
And that's our rogue trader, right? So it's our main.
Yes, she also has
captain of
the
the ship.
stereotypical captain's hat that she will wear if she's on the ship. She doesn't really typically wear it when she's on the ship. Out in space, it's more for decorations and landing and prestige kind of thing of showing.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yes, I love it.
All right. Well, thanks, Ashley. Oops. So next we have Paul.
Alright, so I'm playing as Larkin Voltmir. He's a member of the Adeptus Mechanicus. For his physical appearance, it's a large human male with pale skin, just over 6 foot tall with wide shoulders. I was kind of picture someone like Dolph Lundgren. It's kind of hard to tell his age because he has a metallic grill covering his whole mouth and lower half of his face, kind of like Bane does. And the rest of the skin of his face is slightly wrinkled like a prune. His eyes are a dark, vibrant blue, and it's kind of hard to see many of his facial features because he usually keeps the hood of his rust-colored robe pulled up, so his face is usually obscured in shadow. As far as his arms, armor, and clothing, yeah, for the most part, all you see is just the rust-colored robes with white and black checkered hems. He does often, at least when he's going off of the ship on expeditions, he has a large backpack power supply, and he has a twin-barreled multi-melta that's affixed to a chest rig on his front. For symbols and decorations, he wears a large medallion of a skull split down the middle. So half is the god that the Adeptus Mechanicus follow. They don't necessarily follow the Emperor per se, though some people say the Omnissiah and the Emperor are actually the same being. They just have different names, so it's kind of up for debate. As far as unique features, other than the rust-colored robes that kind of denote him as being a member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, if he's not actively engaged with a task or a conversation, he just kind of stands very still and just stares into space, like basically just looks like a corpse.
And what role does it's Larkin, right?
Yes.
Play on the
He's
ship?
an explorer.
All right. Last but not least, we'll go to Brad.
I am Drexar Van Gool, a missionary. I am a middle-aged man. I appear to be a middle-aged man. You can see the small scars, but it might denote rejuvenation therapy. So who can really tell? I am wearing a very loose-fitting red and white ecclesiarchal robe with a hood constantly covering my head. my features are cold and with almost a dispassionate snarl at all times of both equal parts boredom and slight contempt. My face is completely hairless, without eyebrows or beard or anything. I am wearing a large Aquila pendant, signifying my office. And when my hand slips off my robe, you can tell that I have a signet ring as well. You can tell just by looking at me, this is not someone you want to provoke that might not take an insult well.
All right.
And I'm a missionary.
So you maintain the missionary position?
Well, I used to be a dog groomer, but after doggy style, missionary position seemed the next logical step.
It just means he's very basic and plain. That's all.
Well, I don't think we had a portrait for Draxel, so
I couldn't
these
figure out how to
are
do
mine.
it.
So if you want to send it to me, I can edit it. The Foundry system's a little. It makes it a little tricky to add in pictures, I think.
I've got a temporary one.
Don't send me a picture of a butt.
He's going to send you a picture of missionary position.
Oh god.
It's going to get Ashley banned from Twitch.
It's gonna be a Sean Connery level Jeopardy drawing, you know.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That plus a hook.
Oh, all right. Oh, I gotta remember how to get it too.
That's much more like crude, and I was hoping to get that retouch that up a little bit so it doesn't look so ragged. Mine are much more resplendent than that.
Yeah, if you want to get it for next session, we can throw it in there too.
Save it.
Then we won't have to try to do it on the fly. All right. Well, thanks for.
It's my first real game.
So picture to come.
Yeah, thanks for introducing all your characters. So we'll. Yeah, so you're all on the ship outside, floating outside of the station of Footfall. When suddenly you hear beeping and sensors just alerting all over in the bridge. Your crew starts scrambling to their consoles and punching buttons and looking at screens and starting to look a little worried. And one of them turns to Tempest, the road trader, and says, "Captain, there's an Imperial vessel that has just appeared out of the warp. It looks to be like a heavy cruiser."
Does
Ashley, what does Tempest do?
okay, so I'm trying to remember because I'm not with the 40k lore like some of the other nerds in this group.
Whoa! Shot across the bow!
Yeah, but so the Emperor, it's basically long live the Emperor. I assume that we're friendly with them, or
If it actually is an Imperial cruiser, yes, it would be friendly unless it's controlled by chaos. Then not so.
okay. So
Or a rogue element or something.
Yeah, just that some alerts have been going off. There's beeping. Crew looks nervous. They're looking at you saying, "It's an Imperial ship. It looks like a heavy cruiser." So that's all you've got right now. So
okay. So I remain calm and just everyone just remain calm. They'll be fine. Ready if in case they see it. Oh boy, I'm trying to think of how to phrase it. So Yeah. So ready your stations and remain calm. Most likely it's just some type of trip. Or just some type of protocol.
Just after you say that, the Vox, which is where the audio comes from in these ships, the Voxcaster crackles to life, and there's an authoritative voice that booms across the bridge. This is the Imperial Navy vessel Hand of Redemption. Stand to and prepare to be boarded.
Alright.
Rogue Trader, what do you do? What does Tempest do?
Sun replied back, that we're waiting for further instructions. That we'll be ready and waiting for further instructions.
All right.
This
So,
is bullshit. We should send the murder servitors at them. Fuck the Imperial Navy.
So how the cruiser? What kind of ship do we have again?
We have a light cruise,
Yeah,
or
did we,
no, a
did we
frigate.
introduce the ship, Phil?
No, we did not introduce a ship.
No, you can give a quick summary of the ship if you want. It's
Yeah, did we go with the sword class or tempest class frigate?
Sword.
Sword class.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have a sword class frigate, so it's much smaller than it just came out of warp. We're considered more of an escort class vessel, and that's more of a capital ship.
Okay.
So if it came down to a shooting war, it's game over. we don't want that.
That's kind of what
Yeah,
I
and
figured.
Put the droids in the escape pod and, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a rebel cruiser versus a star destroyer. Not much of a combo.
and if your crew can, if you want more details too, you are the captain. You have the crew at your disposal, so they, you can ask them to get you more information. That's always a possibility too. But yeah, so the Rogue Traders ask the crew to remain calm and wait for further instructions. So there's a cruiser out there called the Hand of the Redemption, saying prepare to be boarded.
Question. We don't have anything that we don't want the Emperor to see, do we, on our ship?
I don't think so, but
Okay.
unless, not by default. So unless you wanted something
Right.
to be there.
We're good. Let's not start on hard mode.
Five.
Didn't we take like the hidden storage compartments, or no? We didn't take that.
I know we were talking about it.
We did.
We had the murder servitors and the teleport
Yeah.
bay, and I think one of the guns.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are secrets.
So
All right. So the one of the crew members informs you that a shuttlecraft has come across and is docked, and that there's a representative on their way to the bridge.
all right.
Are we carrying any cargo at all right now, or are we in?
No, my assumption was you were coming here to start looking into opportunities. So you
Okay.
pretty much have an empty ship, fresh crew. The ship is designed or is laid out in our opening session. So just
Okay.
the gear it has.
Just blankets and small box.
Yeah. Good intentions. Or
Right.
What kind of
So-
ship did we take? Paul, was it a sword class or was it the
Yeah,
Tempest?
the sword.
Okay.
so
It is strange that it just came out of warp and is immediately interrogating us.
Everyone stand at the ready in case anything goes south.
Ready to murder servitors.
So don't
We don't have
overreact.
to take this bullshit, Captain. You got a warrant of trade. We're allowed to be out here.
Watch your blasphemous tongue. Those are servants of the Holy Emperor.
They don't have a right to question our captain.
They have every right.
Let's play it calm and make sure that there's no funny business in it. If we need to react as accordingly.
Right, so Larkin's mentioned that it's a little weird that the ship has come out of warp right on top of you. Dutch is thinking we should be a little suspicious, and Drexel is questioning that suspicion's maybe heretical nature, given the guess.
When they're on the way, I'm gonna go over to the computer banks and see if I can find see if we have any like databases on like ship registries, stuff like that. Like if I can have any way of looking up the Hand of Redemption to learn more about the ship. And the captain that's supposedly helming her and all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. So you go ahead. So you're just trying to look up that this is a legitimate ship, like in the registry, kind of like, you know, making sure you're getting pulled over by a real police officer kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and give me a tech use check with +10. And while you're rolling that, so Ashley, Tempest sees that Larkin's going over and starting to pull up some logs. You kind of heard what Draxel and Dutch had to say. Does the rogue trader want to do anything before this representative gets to the bridge?
Honestly, it sounds like everything's being taken care of just at the moment. Just rhetoric. I can't speak. Rhetoric. I can't speak. Sorry, guys. Just getting ready for if they are chaos or some type of pirate that I have everything locked and loaded and kind of put to the side, like, so if I have a gun, I make sure it's loaded and I stick it back, but make sure that it's unholstered so that way I can grab it easily without having to unholster it. Just kind of sitting there so it's not locked in.
Okay.
Yeah, Phil, and I think I would take a security personnel team down to greet the ship that's gonna try to board us.
Okay. And seeing that Dutch is getting the team ready, Tempest is easing off getting her weapons kind of free, and Larkin's going to put in looking up something on the computer. Does Draxel do any?
I'll accompany the greeting part. I'll accompany the greeting party.
Okay. So Brad and Eric, looks like Drexel and Dutch are heading up. You're is able to, it looks like, handedly bring up the registry system and is able to find the registry for the ship pretty easily. The Hand of the Emperor is a, it's a lunar class cruiser ship, loaded for combat, and is registered in the Kronos sector as part of the Kronos conflict, or not Kronos, the Calaxis sector, which is the sector you just came from and had to go through to get here. And there's kind of ongoing conflicts in that area where the battle fleet's been deployed. So this is part of that battle fleet Calaxis, and its captain is Captain Keel. So you would know that this ship well outmatches your ship, and is definitely, from what you're able to ascertain, a legitimate military vessel.
Okay. So I'll relay that to Captain. This appears to be a legitimate class cruiser based in the Calaxis system that we just departed from. It far outclasses our armor and weaponry.
Domo arigato.
Thank you, Larkin.
Upon hearing that, I'm going to give a contemptuous sneer to Dutch, as in I knew it, I told you.
Is deserting us here. Perhaps it is following us for some reason.
Yeah, seems like they're a little bit out of their jurisdiction.
Wow, you went robot there. All right, switch it up. Eric's Mechanicus now.
No. I'm Dutch.
All right. So knowing that the ship's landing procedure or docking procedures are probably getting through, and they're probably boarding soon. Does Dutch and Draxel want to hang around the bridge and get more details, or are they pushed in to go meet this person? Brad and Eric.
I want to go meet the boarding party.
Okay. All right, so they're heading out the door with this new information. To go meet the boarding party. Larkin, what?
I would have also told him the captain's name too, so they can greet him.
Captain
Well,
Keel.
assuming that the captain's going. Probably not, though.
Gotcha. So Larkin yells out, "The captain's name is Keel," as you guys are walking out the door. Ashley, what's Tempest doing?
Well, I will grab my hat. Well, that's hanging off to my side. I'll just go ahead and put it on because this is one of those more formal situations. So I'll put my hat on.
Fluffing the big feather.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Getting all the polishing.
Make it look
Getting
like
your
it's
warrant of. Make sure the seals look good.
Gotta adjust that bodice.
Yeah.
kind of peacock the whole thing. Make it look like I know what I'm doing.
Gotta get the girls ready.
So I'm gonna stand at ready in a authoritative position of the ship, based in the command section, waiting for the arrival of this boarding party.
All right, sounds good. So you put on your best captain of the ship greeting stance. Paul, what is Larkin doing?
I'll probably accompany the captain.
Okay, so you're making sure you're representing the Mechanicus
Yeah.
as a diplomatic greeting.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
well, four of us doing?
Yeah.
10 minutes in and we're splitting the party.
Not even like
Not
30
as dangerous
minutes
as D&D. So.
Right. But yeah, I'm assuming my multi-melt is probably in an arms locker, so I'll probably have a bolt gun, the bolt gun with me, but
Okay. Sounds good. So you know where your weapons are in case diplomacy fails. All right. So Brad and Eric, Draxel and Dutch make their way down to where the shuttle is docking with Valkyrie, and as you walk into the hangar, there is three people stepping off of the shuttle. One of them is a younger woman who has some scars on her face, looks very serious, has a cutlass on one hip and a pistol in a holster on her right hip, and has a sergeant seal on her shirt, or on her flak jacket, and is kind of just looking around with a bored look as she's walking off of the craft. And behind her are two men who are in kind of, I wouldn't say full like combat gear, but helmets on, but they have their flak coats on and are carrying some rifles, and just seem to be, they're slung over their shoulders though, so they're not like at the ready for combat or anything, but are just kind of looking around warily as they disembark. So
yeah, I would imagine we would have rolled up with me and Brad, me and Draxel, and probably 4 security staff members with us, with batons in hand and like pistols on their hips.
I'm going to very brusquely, subtly, brush past Dutch's shoulder and reach forward to greet them and say, "Greetings in the name of the Almighty Emperor," and make the sign of the Aquila.
okay, so and sorry, what was Dutch doing? It was just
No, I was just describing, like, we had our own
what your
security
party was.
personnel
Okay.
with us, right? So, like,
Okay.
we didn't just show up just to us, so we have, like, security with us.
All right, so Eric, Dutch can feel Draxel kind of pushing past him, trying to get by him. Does
No, I let it
anything?
happen. I
Okay.
know he's a pompous ass, right? So I expect this to happen, right? I've traveled with him for some time.
all right? So Draxel makes
I know he gets off on this type of thing,
So yeah, Draxel makes it. What was it that he says again?
Greetings in the name of the Almighty Emperor.
And then he does this stupid symbol.
I am Drexel Van Gogh. On behalf of the Captain Tempest, I welcome you aboard the Tempest, the Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
So the woman leading the party is kind of looks up and is at Draxel and just kind of the Emperor protects. I'm Sergeant Flynn. Let's go talk to your captain.
Of course, of course. Follow us this way. Step lively, Dutch.
He just gives him a sneer.
Don't even give you a chance to get a word in. Just let's go.
And then, so then I'll have 2 of the security in front of them, and then 2 of the security and me behind them.
All right, and you
I need to talk to the help.
And Brad can be leading this party.
All right. So so Draxel's leading, and then so where's Dutch then, Eric?
So I'm right behind the 3 of them with 2 security behind me, and then Draxel's leading with 2 security behind him.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we have them kind of in between us. So if they do anything stupid, we can just murder them.
Okay.
They're on our ship.
As so Brad is the leading. Is he saying anything, or does he just walk him straight to the bridge, or what's?
Oh, I think I'll point out our various religious seals and various religious seals and cherubim and on the walls.
Gonna dazzle them with your awards and the prestige.
I mean,
of the ship?
we have a temple shrine, Phil.
It's true.
So he probably walks them that way, right?
As you can see, our ship is fully compliant with all Imperial regulations.
All right. Oh, that's perfect. So, Eric, what is Dutch doing while you guys make your way to the bridge? And
I'm just keeping an eye on him, just trying to understand. Like, I mean, the chick doesn't seem that interested. Just watching her bodyguards, their body language, that kind of thing.
yeah,
see-
so you would.
See if there's anything like off about them, right? Or is it if they're on the up and up?
You would notice the two guards are looking, checking out the guards in front of them that are with Draxel, kind of eyeing them down and are really intent on like they, as Draxel's describing things, as you're walking past stuff, they're looking around. Their heads are on a swivel. They seem very alert. They don't see overly tense though. Their guns are still slung on their shoulders. And they're just mostly just looking around and very observant.
Doors and
Sergeant
corners
Flynn-
kind of thing?
What's that?
Like a doors and corners thing?
Yeah. Sergeant Flynn is just looking straight ahead and walking.
So she's just ignoring all the religious bullshit he's spewing.
Yeah, you just see her arms clasped behind her back loosely, just walking along, looking straight forward, not saying anything.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Basically, I'm just straight up toadying all the way up there.
So on the bridge, Ashley and Paul, Tempest and can hear in the hallway before the doors open, just Draxel's voice going on about this, that or the other thing about this and His Holiness, and then the door pops open and you see Draxel walk in with two guards behind him, and behind him is is a woman in military gear with a sergeant emblem on her flak jacket, wearing a cutlass and a pistol. And behind her are two troops from another ship that you don't recognize, that have rifles over their shoulders and are kind of quickly assessing the bridge, looking all around. Ashley, does before they really get into the room, does Tempest do anything, or?
Oh, she'll just turn and wait to greet them.
Okay. All right. So, Draxel, you're the one kind of leading the parade there. Once you
Captain,
enter the room. Okay.
may I present you our honored guests, Sergeant Keel and retinue,
Welcome aboard the Tempest.
and just kind of like bow and kind of kowtow.
The woman kind of just rolls her eyes and is like, Sergeant Flynn, I represent Captain Keel from the Hand of Redemption, and we...
You hear Dutch laughing in the background.
Just glaring. Dutch, how could you forget the name?
But we not so humbly and urgently request your presence on the Hand of Redemption, an audience with Captain Keel. He has
Could I
urgent
inqui-
matters with you.
Could I inquire what these matters are about?
You most certainly may inquire with Captain Keel once you're aboard the ship.
Would it do to send a representative in my stead, or it must be me?
Do you have the warrant of trade for this ship?
Everything is as, what's his name here? Draxel has stated, most likely, your passage here. through the
Yeah.
hall.
Well, I assume since you have the warrant, that's who he wants to talk to. You can bring whoever else you want.
Alright. So,
And as soon as you say all right, she like turns on her heels and starts walking towards the door. Being the Eric with Dutch being the one kind of between her and the door. What's your first reaction?
I'll start walking her back to the to her ship. She's pretty much. I can tell she's pretty much done with trying to deal with everybody. She's been disinterested this entire time. So
And,
I'll take my 2 bodyguards with me and start leading them back through.
So Ashley, Tempest sees, as she starts making for the door, and it looks like Dutch is kind of like, oh, all right, and is going with it. What does Tempest do?
get her own entourage to go with her, I guess. So, do I have a first captain, I guess?
Have various bridge crews, so including your missionary, your bodyguard, and your explorer.
Kind of an attaché, I guess.
But you do additionally have other crew at your disposal. I think you guys have like tens of thousands of crew members.
Yeah. I assume there's like a first officer and a bosun and all that kind of stuff.
So I don't know if Tempest has like a personal attendant or those kind of things. That's kind of up to you.
Okay, so I know Dutch is most likely gonna go along since the bodyguard. What does the yes exactly take a couple of red shirts with me? Does I don't know. I'm trying to think of does Larkin and Draxel if they will have.
Well, I'm just going to start storming that way, presuming you want me to.
Okay, that will. So I guess we'll just take the normal party that would go with me. So whoever that is, take your pick, the normal party, and then I'll look at first mate, first captain or whatever, and you have the deck. I shall be back, hopefully sooner than later. And I start walking towards the exit to where I'll meet up with Dutch.
All right, so the rogue trader hands off the bridge. Draxel and Dutch both start heading out to escort Sergeant Flynn to the shuttle. Paul, what is Larkin doing?
Larkin's going along with.
Okay, so this would be the normal party.
Yeah. So yeah, the I don't know what he is.
Small wheel.
First mate or whatever takes over command of the ship. It's like, oh geez, I've never taken over a ship before. Oh man.
Oh no, face them. Face them.
Oh boy. I pretend that, I
Did
didn't
we
hear
not
that.
pay for the better crew members? Did we take the shitty crew members? I can't remember.
We took standard.
Yeah. which, you know, in the 41st millennia, standards, a little rough.
Eric, if your character dies on this other ship, you come back as that guy.
Yeah.
All right.
I assume we'll have probably like maybe 2 red shirts with us or something, just for off. I don't know. I don't want it to be too. I don't know. Would it be too much to have like 2 more for, or just the 4 is good? I guess
I mean, as someone who has to negotiate trade and be diplomatic, I think your
good with the
Tempest
4.
would know.
Okay.
There's a balance between presenting strength and presenting weakness, and you know, you're like, are you uncomfortable or are you, you know? So probably
Yeah.
it's kind of up to you, but
Okay. No, this would be good then. I just wanted to kind of gauge on where this was at. So yeah.
okay. So the main crew of player characters and then 2 red shirts, was that, or?
Just I guess. Just
Yeah, at least 2 red shirts
Yeah. 2 red
that are
shirts.
following me.
Because they're already with Dutch
Right.
anyways.
Ensign Skippy.
All right. So you
Try to follow the sergeant and just start trying to catch up with a small jogging pace, yelling out how much I want them to come in our lighter instead. We just had it reupholstered. They've got to see it.
All right. Well, the group follows Sergeant back to the ship. It's pretty an event. There's enough space on the shuttle. You make your way over to the Hand of Redemption. You guys can see from the observation windows, pretty good sized cruiser ship. I think your ship is. Oh, I forget how many kilometers long your ship is, but
I think it's like 1 point something.
okay.
1.1.
So the Hand of the Redemption is 5 kilometers long, so it's pretty big in comparison to your ship. And you can see the what is it?
Rune of Pestilent Death.
The 9-pointed chaos star.
You can see the shoot, I guess I don't have the weapons listed here, but it's pretty well armed. It can hold its own there. So, and when you land on the ship, you are taken, escorted by the sergeant to Captain Keel's, to a room with a table set with food and wine. It looks very elaborate, you know, set for like a noble setting, audience, which is pretty nice for a military ship. So as you step into the room, the only person in the room is Captain. Is a man that you believe to be the captain because he has Captain Seal on his flagship jacket, and he's in his dress uniform. He is he's tall and pretty imposing. He looks Calaxian, which makes sense being from the Calaxis battle fleet. He's wearing his captain's coat. He has a power sword and a plasma pistol holstered on his belt. And he also has a cybernetic eye similar to Dutch. And as you walk into the room, you know, the Sergeant Flynn just kind of waves you into the room, and Captain Keel says, "Welcome to the Hand of the Redemption. I'm Captain Keel. Please take a seat and feast with me before we get into our conversation." So, Ashley, what does Tempest do as the rogue trader here?
Well, I assume the table is long and there's a seat at the end and there's a seat at the other end, I'm assuming. So they're across from each other instead of next to.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
there's two heads of the table with one seat, and then the other side has probably 4 seats on each
Alright.
side. That
Looking at Captain Keel, is there anything about him that seems aggressive or like he might be hiding something or something that's off than a normal?
um. No, you're pretty sure. I mean, he looks like a military veteran. I mean, he's got the cybernetic eye, which is probably from an injury, replacement from an injury. He stands firmly at attention, looks very in control of himself. He kind of has the, not quite a scowl, but definitely not a smile. But there's nothing about his, yeah, I mean, he just kind of has the standard body language you would expect in this setting.
Okay, so I will walk over to the chair. I'll tip my hat, pull off and hang it on the chair, and sit down. Kind of make it look a little bit more, feel more casual, since that's the assumption I'm getting off of him. With the eating.
Eric, imagine Dutch is right behind, being the bodyguard.
Yeah, I would kind of sit, you know, at one of the seats.
Brad and
And then I'd have
Paul?
the two guys kind of standing behind her, like over her shoulders.
Okay.
Ensign Skippy and Yeoman Buffy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Larkin would just take one of the open seats.
Drexel, Brad.
I will try to take a seat as close to the captain, to this ship's captain as possible. I may even
Gotcha.
scoot my chair a little bit.
All right. Everyone takes their seat. So the two red shirts are standing behind the Rogue Trader.
Yeah, like 6 feet, you know, just kind of like in the background. They don't get to eat.
Yeah. Captain.
They're
They're
They
They're
get
extremely
the
red
last
shirt.
chair. There's only one chair left. They gotta go bobsled style.
So, Captain Keel hasn't quite sat down yet, and he's looking at the two gentlemen standing in the corner, and his hands kind of just caressing his cutlass sword, and he's just like, yes, well, they are welcome to eat as well.
Was he referring to the two red shirts in the back?
Yes, yep.
Oh,
is anybody eating yet?
Fair.
No. We've
Yeah,
all
so
sat
you just
down.
see Dutch start eating, and then he goes, "They're good."
I'm going to look at you with so much contempt and disgust.
they are fine. They are.
How very kind of you, Captain. Where may they eat? In the servants' quarters.
Well, if they are part of your crew, they're welcome at my table. But I suppose we can dispose of the pleasantries and just start eating. Kind of looking at Dutch with a little bit of disgust on his face.
Yeah, he puts up like a leg of like a turkey leg or something, and like gives him a nod of approval, like yeah, and he keeps eating.
How benevolent, Captain. Our thanks. Just for the other two idiots to go sit down. Just very dismissively.
And the captain's like, yes, we are fortunate to have a bounty of good food. Ship, as I'm sure this gentleman here can tell you, thanks be to the Emperor for such bounties. And sits down.
Thanks be to the Emperor. Echo it.
I raise my glass as like a toast to the emperor type thing, and I take a drink out of my glass.
Praise the Omnissiah.
No one going to say Emperor's Grace.
All right. So everyone's kind of eating. Draxel said grace. Captain Keel doesn't really say much and is just kind of eating his food. Is there anyone that's wants to say anything to the captain before they finish their meal?
I'll constantly natter on about the quality of food, complimenting and asking if he's had these delicacies from other worlds, etc.
Right.
Just more flattery and low-key bragging.
Yeah, I don't have. I eat my meal, drink my food, and
It's it's just like super awkward.
yeah. I just
I'm talking. I want to shut up. That's the awkward part.
yeah. I just let Draxel carry on there for a while.
You could tell this guy's annoyed with Draxel. It's like, shut the fuck up, man. We get it. The Emperor's great.
Yeah, Captain
Every
Keel.
opportunity thanking the Emperor for things.
Captain Keel, as he's eating, he pauses every once in a while and looks around. Kind of makes eye contact with each of you. Nobody really says anything. He just goes back to eating. He looks over at Draxel every once in a while, and he kind of just like nods.
It's appropriate.
He goes back to eating. Every once in a while, he'll throw in a, So after the foods, everybody's kind of through their meal, and it looks like things are wrapping up. Captain Keel stands up and says, I think it's been made clear that these gentlemen are not part of your leadership group here, so they're welcome to stay in here, and I can have them a meal brought for them. If the rest of you would like to join me in my ready room, I would be happy to continue the discussion there. Have a fresh box of cigars sent from Terra itself, if any of you partake, would like to join me. He doesn't really wait for you to acknowledge. He just kind of turns, and there's a door behind him, and he opens the door and walks through it, leaving the door open behind him.
Okay, I get up, grab my hat, stick it on, and follow behind the door.
Brush my hands off quickly, and let my robes follow back over my hands and follow him.
You guys post up on this door. You guys can eat in shifts, but one of you better be guarding it at all times. You don't want to join. You don't want to see the reclamation facilities. And then he turns and he heads into the room.
I like
His
Dutch.
faces just go pale.
There's a reason why he's my bodyguard. I like Dutch.
I'm out of earshot, but I just start twitching for some reason. Uncouth swan.
So
This is gonna be a good day.
Yeah, and that kind of turned to Dutch. Technically, the reclamation facilities produce more obedient troops.
He puts his arm on Larkin's shoulders. You keep thinking that, buddy. You keep thinking that. It'll be all right, man. You might come back one of these days.
I feel like, in my mind, the red shirts, like your whole crew is just Morty's. So. Oh, geez, man! Look, I'm put us in the reclamation facility.
Did you hear what Dutch said? I mean, he threw a guy in there last week because he just looked at him funny.
Oh man. All right. Well, so you all make your way into the ready room. It's just a smaller, looks like a little working office, part of his quarters, perhaps, with a desk and a couple of lounge chairs. And by the time you get in there, he's opened up a box, and it's sitting on a table amongst all the chairs, flipped open with cigars and various implements, lighters, and tools for getting your cigars ready. So, and he is kind of just sitting, leaning against his desk, just waiting for you to come into the room, puffing away on a cigar that he's got going.
I'll.
Yeah, Ashley, what does Compass do?
Well, she walks into the room there. Does puts her hand up to decline the cigar. But thank you. Thank you. But thanks for offering.
He's like, yes, well, it's a nice treat for those who enjoy. No harm if you don't. Please take a seat, and we can get down to business.
So, and I kind of flip
go
the tail of my jacket a little bit so when I sit it doesn't bunch up. But, yeah, and I sit.
Yeah.
I think I'll stand quietly somewhere in the back ranks in this one.
All right.
Uncharacteristic.
No cigar.
No cigar for me. I'll carefully decline, but as the captain lights his up, just a look of just a small wild look when the lighter comes out.
So the captain nods to you respectfully and turns to look at Larkin as he comes in. So Paul, you see Rogue Trader sitting down in one of the chairs. Drexel staying close to the door, and the Captain Keel's kind of leaning against his desk, and he gestures towards the box of cigars as you walk in.
Okay. I think Larkin would probably take a cigar, and as he sits down and gets it lit, he'd probably turn to the captain. I am curious why a ship of the Calaxis battle fleet is hailing us here in the Coronos sector.
So am I.
So yeah, Larkin, you sit down and start to open up some questions, but as you do, Eric, when Dutch comes in, what does he do?
Yeah, so as Dutch kind of wanders in, he sees the cigars, picks one up, smells it, and goes, "Cubano, yeah?" And then he lights it up, and he just starts smoking it, and yeah, he's just puts his feet up on the desk, kind of sitting back in his chair and smoking the cigar.
When Dutch goes for the lighter, my arm lifts very slightly inside the sleeve that you can't see my hand in. Just puts it back down. When he goes for a light.
So yeah, Captain Keel's kind of nods at you with about the cigar, and then Larkin starts asking his question about the battle fleet. Yes, well, that is a good question. I think some of you may have been perhaps part of battles here and there, and he kind of just looks around the room, pausing on each of you. So you know the chaotic nature of it, but you also know that when you are called to duty, that there's certain people you don't say no to, and certain missions that are more important than others. And so I've been called here to gather you up for an important mission for the Empire.
What can I inquire? What is the mission?
Certainly. We need you to go to the Svard system. This system we sent an envoy to quite some time ago to settle some problems within the system. And we have not heard back in quite some time. This mission was important to the Imperium, and we need to make sure that it's successful, and we need to find out what's going on there.
And this is one of those that cannot refuse.
Well, we thought you would have some personal interest in this mission, considering your dynasty settled this world 200 years ago.
So what
Player
else is-
remembers backstory now.
No, actually, Tempest doesn't. In fact, none of you is talking about.
Oh, Whew, that's really.
What is the rewards for doing this mission? What is it in
Well,
it for
the
my crew
Imperium.
and-
I think the Imperium would appreciate your continued loyalty to the Emperor and his needs throughout our system, but I think the rewards would be you being able to reconnect with a star system that you at one point controlled. Your dynasty at one point claimed this system and has not been back since, so perhaps it's an opportunity for you to reestablish trade. I'm not really sure what you rogue trader types do.
I look at Dutch, kind of on the side, see what his reaction is, and
Yeah, Dutch is just smoking a cigar, having a good old time. He's not paying attention to what the fuck you guys are saying.
I look over at Larkin and see what I can see through the mask of what his. I guess I read more body language than facial expressions.
Yeah, how do you smoke with a mask on? Are you like?
Right.
It's
You got a little exhaust pipe that comes out.
you guys ever watch Felix the
Right.
Cat the movie? Like he has like a little exhaust thing that comes to the side that he smokes out of.
Yeah, it's probably something like that. Because I think the Voxcaster is actually like physically grafted onto his face. So I think he has some sort of ports to eat and.
Yeah, do you just have a tube? When you were eating, it was gross. You like pulled a tube out of your neck and started putting it on the plate. It's like vacuuming up food.
It was just a little slot on your arm. You put the cigar in, press the lever down.
Oh no! Oh.
It
Yes.
probably wasn't too far off of that mark.
I feel like Larkin gets sick of hearing about like his mask. He's like, it's my face.
Not a mask.
Very uncomfortable for you.
It's like when Darth Vader takes off his mask and everybody's like, whoa.
Ugh. Like, put that back on, Larkin. I'm trying to eat.
Like opening a grilled cheese sandwich and taking that mask.
Oh, too real. Gross.
What is the time frame that we look for this mission?
We need to leave immediately. My navigator has a map to the Svard system. Is close by.
All right, and you will
Probably
be
a
joining
week's
on the
travel.
mission. It sounds like.
I will be coming as well, and providing the Hand of Redemption as support. I don't know how helpful I will be able to be in diplomacy. There's no question about the might of the Emperor. However, his gaze has not fallen on these worlds in recent times, and I may not be seen as a receptive party to talk with there. So this is where I think your connection to the worlds, your history there with your dynasty, and your skills in trade might come in handy here, getting the information we need without having to point the Hand of the Redemption right in their face.
I look over and the rest of my entourage and... Alright.
My crew work with your crew to get the map sent over, get the coordinates set, and get underway. I think this will work out well for both of us. We can restore the envoy mission and complete it for the Emperor, and perhaps you will expand your dynasty in the process.
So what was the name of the system again?
Svard, it's SVARD.
Okay. I didn't see that on the map, so I'm assuming you're going to give us a different map.
It is. I couldn't draw it on there with. I was having trouble with the drawing tool, but the system Foulstone, which is just to the left of Footfall, down from that before the Cauldron, somewhere between Foulstone and the Cauldron, there is where
Okay.
the Svard system is.
Okay.
I can draw. And you can just free draw something. There.
Okay. Pleasure to have you,
Trying to make-
to be accompanying you, Captain.
Yeah, once you agree to go, you can see his his shoulders relax a little bit, and he offers a toast to you all, and kind of goes behind his desk and pulls out a drawer and sets a really nice bottle of bourbon down. Get some glasses out for any of those that would like to toast, and
Yeah, Dutch grabs a glass, as everybody gets theirs, and he kind of puts it up, and he says, "To oversight," and then he drinks.
Drax looks up the glass, but air it, sniff it, consider it, taste it, and of course compliment the wine quietly. Subtly though, just quietly.
I do a nod and a raise of the glass with the captain and take a swig back.
all right. Well, with that, the night winds down. He doesn't. If you guys don't really have much conversation after that, he dismisses the gathering, and both ships end up working together to start getting underway. Is there anything that you guys want to do before you guys make the warp jump?
I asked Larkin with the Emperor what kind of favors if we. Well, maybe Larkin wouldn't have the information, but he could research it.
Captain, do you have questions about the Emperor?
No, I think
Missionary stands up.
she's trying to figure out how this is going to benefit her.
Dutch has it. Some way this is going.
Well, I think maybe you can reclaim this world for your family. But yeah, it's a little bit fishy. He wants to tag along.
Yeah. We'll stay at the ready in case of anything. But if we can gain some benefit to where it's going to help us in our own personal trades and our own personal agendas, might be worth it for this mission.
Frontier worlds like this often have lost tech that are of great value to the Mechanicus.
See if we can find any more information about this Savard. And if we can find its history and what the locals are like and whatever information we can dig up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty year.
Tempest wouldn't have any recollection of this world. As far as she knows, she's the first one from her dynasty in the Coronos Expanse.
Okay. Can I have Larkin see if he can research anything, find anything in the databases or history? Oh, headset went. Snap. Let me see if I can find the headset.
Okay.
Oh, that battery lasted not as long as I wanted.
Hang on a second, let me mute mine. That crappy black one's over there. That crappy black one's over by my desk. It might actually fit in your head.
He said let me mute and did not.
I was trying to. Damn it.
There goes the captain. She's always wandering off. Maybe it's the time
Oh,
of
I
the
gotta
month.
change the sound
Oh, hey,
too.
you're back, Captain. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Give me a minute. Audio. I can do. Is that it? Maybe these? Oh, I can't hear anybody. Camera device. Alright. Can you guys hear me okay? Oh gosh, that's loud.
Yeah, we hear you fine, Ash.
Okay. Alright, so now I gotta make sure the stream has it. Okay. Yep, okay, we're good. I fixed the sound on. Oh man, I was hoping that this would last longer. It's a cheap headset. Got out of one of like those loot thingies. But I liked the wireless. That was pretty nice though. Don't have this cord. All right. Waiting for Paul, or did Paul disappear?
Alright, so if somebody was going to make an agreement, the system stuff.
Yeah, I was one.
Yeah, and I don't think he's like this last one. What, 16 things? So I think what we need here is inquiry. Does it let you roll blind GM roll? Like if you just change it on your chat bar and then do the roll.
Yeah, it's at the bottom, Paul.
Yeah, because
Why? Because we don't want us to see.
it's one of those rolls, right, where you're doing an inquiry, and if you know if you pass or fail the test, then if I'm like, oh, well, you didn't find anything, and you failed the test, it's like, okay, it's just to kind of keep that, I don't know. I don't think I'm
Okay.
the word, but I mean, I could roll it myself behind the screen, but this way I can
No,
call
I'm
it.
good. But you don't spoil the
But
match.
Yeah.
So, for the inquiry roll, what stat should I be rolling with?
It should be with, roll it with. Good question.
Inquiry is a fellowship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it has a drop down. Like, it populates fellowship by default, but it has all the skills available.
Yeah, but it's based on your fellowship. At least the score on my sheet is. So it would be, if you're untrained, your inquiry is half of your fellowship.
Right. Which fellowship does make a lot of sense for looking something up.
Hmm.
True. I mean, yeah, I guess if you're trying to look it up on the computer, I guess go ahead and use the tech use, but yeah.
I mean, but you're just keep in mind you're only looking within the databases of your ship. So
Right, yeah. No modifier?
it should be a. Where's my little cheat sheet? Okay, so this should be plus 40. Pretty simple.
Plus 40?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or would it be some kind of a lore check, Phil?
Oh, with the blind GM roll, I don't even know what I rolled.
Yeah, point.
Yeah, you go through the database in the computer and you don't find anything about Svard.
Hmm. Our ship's database shows no information about this planet, Captain. It does not exist.
Alright, so actually, Rogue Trader Tempest, here's the information from Larkin.
I'm sorry. Could you
That Svard.
repeat it there?
Yep, so she gets the information from Larkin that Svard doesn't exist in the computer database.
So I guess a question for you, Phil. So I imagine I've been on the ship for at least a fair amount. How complete are the ship's databases regarding like systems and stuff? Like, has it been historically pretty accurate, or has there been like knowledge gaps that I've run across before?
There's gaps because you have a few things that you're competing with, right? When you travel through warp space, there is time differences, right? Sometimes a ship will travel from point A to point B using warp space, and it could take a day, and other times they come out 20 years later. So
Sometimes
there's kind of this time debt situation going on in the Imperium where, you know, you could be 1,000 years older than somebody else and have only lived 20 years kind of thing. So that somebody you were born at the same time as. So that means charts can age. Information that you have can change significantly as you move through the galaxy. And you're also in the Kronos Expanse. This is not heavily populated by the Imperium. So, and the charts are all based off of what other rogue traders have provided. So, it would not be unusual for a whole star system to not have information about it.
Okay.
Places like Footfall, where you're at, as you go along, you can discover updated charts, more information, which actually you would have gotten some charts from the Hand of the Redemption, so he would have given you some information. It's not going to have anything about what you're talking about, like your dynasty information there, other than the entry that 200 years ago, the dynasty. How do you say your character's dynasty name? Is that I'm assuming it's your last name, character's last name?
Bargal?
Bargal.
Or Bargal?
So, what's your choice?
Let's go oh boy.
So I got a brother named Slam.
Let's go Bargal.
Bargal?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bargal. All right.
Yeah, we'll go with Bargal.
All right, locking it in.
I just saw it, I'm like, yeah, this looks fine, and I'm like, I may be pronouncing this wrong, but we'll go with it.
I mean, it's your name. You can't pronounce it wrong, right?
Well, I'll take it.
So, the Bargal dynasty, basically they lodged, filled out the forms and submitted that dynasty claims this world. And so that registry is with the Imperium, and that's the information that the ship has, that the Hand of the Redemption has, other than the coordinates and some information about it having, a single planet, and the information to get to that planet there.
Okay.
All right, so does that satisfy Tempest's curiosity, at least to this point, or?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, otherwise with the preparations underway, so you've kind of been digging through the databases. One of the crew members is like, Captain, the ship is buttoned up and ready for warp. The navigator has made the calculations to make the jump, and we are ready to sail at your pleasure.
All right. We will go in 3, I guess, and I'll just put like a digital clock on the screen or whatever, and or just go after they go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the countdown begins. Everybody gets a little nervous as They always do, because when you're jumping through warp space in the 41st millennium, it means transitioning into the Immaterium warp space, which is where the chaos gods and demons live. It allows you to travel faster than light, but also puts everyone's souls at risk as you travel through the demon-infested place, hoping that your Geller field will keep them out. So as your ship opens up a rift into the warp space and starts traveling in, the Hand of the Redemption starts doing the same. As you slip into the Immaterium, all of you kind of just get this uneasy feeling. Some of you, it's like out of the corner of your eyes, you can see like a clawed hand come through the wall, and when you look, it's gone, and just like almost whisperings that you can't hear. Yeah, that comes and goes. Sometimes there's nothing. Sometimes you have those feelings. You're all a little nervous. You've heard the stories of ships being swallowed up and never coming back from the warp, crews coming back insane, or ships coming back empty with no crews. Ships that should have only taken a week to get somewhere, getting caught in a warp storm, and coming out thousands of years later, thousands of light years away. So, but in this case, it takes about a week, and you pop out into the outer part of the Fard system. No worse for the wearer, other than some frayed nerves.
Right before Phil, right before the countdown like goes, where Dutch pops in some AirPods, and he puts on some music, and at Brad's suggestion, you just hear Magic Carpet Ride going, and he's just rocking it out as we're jumping away into the chaos. So
I'm trying to pray, you cretin.
All right. Well, we did start a little bit late, so I am going to wrap it up here. The next bit of stuff take a little time, so it'll be a great place to start for our next session.
Nice.
Well, maybe
Speaking
if
of
somebody
which-
shows up on time,
And not so much
you know who you
technical.
are. You know who you are.
It's some kind of bird.
No, I think this was a good start. Again, like we haven't played in months. Got a lot of new tech, new setup, people in new places. So I think it did go maybe a little bumpy in some places, but I had a good time. I think it went well.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
streaming
if we
next
want-
Tuesday, I assume. And Tuesday's going out from here.
Yeah, I'll be able to run another session next Tuesday if we want to do. So what? I guess there's probably two times. When do we want to be on Discord, and when do we want to kick off the streaming?
5 o'clock, 5:15.
I'm sorry, what?
So 5
Yeah,
o'clock.
so we should be on Discord by 6:30, streaming by 7.
I like that.
No.
Does that work for
Did you hear
everyone?
that, Paul? 5:30, Paul.
No. 6:30 and 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll give us a half an hour. Hopefully, you can work out all the tech issues now. Ashley is cursed by the tech gods, so that's always a challenge. But hopefully, we can overcome it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching again, Mark. It's good to see you again.
Yeah.
And Mark,
I mean, I know it's not D&D at the moment, but it's kind of
Yeah,
fun
maybe
trying
maybe
something
we
new,
can get an
but-
update from our DM for D&D, where he's at on the process.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, it's getting a lot closer. I have all the tokens created that I need for the next chapter here, and I'm working on the player characters. I have Sketchy almost complete. There's just one spell that he has that I'm working on, which isn't really technically necessary. I can do it manually, but it'd be nicer if it was automatic. Then I'm going to start working on the other player characters. So
And Paul,
Yeah,
are we-
Sketchy only took me about a day and a half to get through, so wasn't too terrible.
Okay.
You should see how excited Paul is to figure out code. It's adorable.
I got it. It was good. Hey, you know what? Honestly, it looks pretty good, but
Yeah.
yeah, come join me. Join me.
Paul, are we
Become-
going to be doing
Become the
those
dev.
on Tuesdays as well?
Yeah, I think so. I might as well just keep the same day.
Cool.
They'll probably do like every other or just
Yeah.
one or the other, depending on
Right.
who's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'd have to check to make sure Steve's available for Tuesdays.
Yeah, that too. Yep.
So, yeah.
So-
So,
Exciting. We might be playing 2 games.
I
Dang,
know.
Went from like playing
We're
nothing to playing like normal.
My weekly entertainment's back. I've missed you guys.
Yeah. So it's been a rough start of the year. So glad to have everyone back, including Mark. It's always nice to have in our audience. So.
Yeah.
But, all right. So I will. We will see you guys. We'll be back next week.
All right.
Bye. And new music.
I still got the delay, so gotta wait for it.
Yeah, I'm on delay as well.
Just signed up.
Hey, all right.
Look at that animation. You got a door and everything.
Yeah. This is what she gets. She has all this time now to do this stuff. Now that she works like 5 hours a week.
Oh, well.
She gets 5 days off in a row every 2 weeks.
Is it audio? Is there audio stuff on?
Yeah, our audio's
Technical issues.
Hey, now I hear the